How you doing out there, guys? This is your host, Ron C, and this is episode 3 of You Won't Say It, I Will. I made it to 3 episodes, you guys. Got a little bit of feedback from my first couple episodes. My first episode was a little shaky, was a little nervous. I've been telling people that before you listen to it. Some people I haven't, let them judge for themselves. But then again, a lot of feedback from my second episode saying, yeah, it's a lot better. Well, I wouldn't say a lot better, but it's a lot more smooth. You seem a little bit more calm and get into it a little bit better than you did the first one. And I definitely totally agree. I'll take all criticism or whatever. Still trying to learn some things and get everything going. But yeah, this is episode 3. Happy to made this far so far. So I just want to start off with got a couple birthdays, celebrities. Got Max B out there, still holding it down, doing a long one. Then also got, of course, the Notorious B.I.G. His birthday is also today, and it's always talks about if he still was around, how would hip hop necessarily be? And honestly, you never really know. Same with him and Pac. You never really know. I think music still would have changed with them around. A lot of people say, he's one of the greatest rappers out alive, and I definitely don't disagree with that. But you also could argue, well, is he? You really think about it. It was such short-lived. He really only came out with a couple albums before, he got murdered. And I don't know. But just off the couple albums, and you see where he was going. Then also too, him hanging around with Puffy, and anybody who knows Puffy, anybody usually around him, it ain't too many artists that's been under him, and they really succeed. The only ones that really have like that, I would say, besides Big, he did, and I'm pretty sure he was going to. Faith Evans, and also Mary J. Blige. I don't know, not really. Craig Mack didn't do anything, and a little group he came out with the girls was it Danny King, didn't do anything. I don't know, man. It's crazy how a lot of people don't do anything with them. It seems like almost, I'm not saying they don't make any money, but he literally puts his name on everything. And when I say everything, he puts his name on everything. I think that's one reason why he also made a lot of money, which is not wrong with that. I ain't hating, do what you gotta do, but it just seems like, a lot of people never really, went anywhere like that besides, the ones I just named. But regardless of that, want to say happy birthday to him, man. Of course, we all miss him. Definitely would have been nice to, heard more music from him. Especially like Pac. Pac has so many songs out that, I think it's a lot more Pac songs than there is Big songs out. But it is what it is, man. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to Pac also too. But to stay with this music thing, so everybody, I don't know if everybody knows, but new rapper out, Lil Nas. So looks like he's partnered with Wrangler jeans. So everybody knows the song that the country song that he came out with, or at least the ones that know him. Well, they might not know who he is, but everybody knows that country song. That's like, he's rapping, but is, country in the country way, country song like way. So he's partnering with Wrangler jeans, and this dude has been getting a lot of backlash on that. I mean, I don't see why, because do you have to be only a country singer or whatnot to promote Wrangler jeans? I mean, Wrangler jeans is just a regular brand everybody wears. It's not necessarily a certain type of jean that that only one type wear. Maybe only one type normally wears it, but I'm pretty sure not the only one that does. It's just crazy some of the tweets and stuff I read on it, and it's just kind of ridiculous. It's like, making it seem like Wrangler is, putting himself to shame because they making him the face of it. And I mean, it's pretty fucking ridiculous, actually. I don't see why he can't. So what, he's, guess a rapper or what? Cause I guess because he's black or something, I mean, hate to say it like that, but I mean, just keep it all the way 100 for real. Is that what the problem is? Would you need Brett Favre still to be the face of it? Brett Favre, country as fuck. I mean, believe he's had been around Billy Ray Cyrus, and I don't think he has a problem with it. I know he's country as hell. Not sure how all the other country fellows really feel about it, but I tell you what, all the fans and everything are country, and all the fans are Wrangler, man. You can't tell them shit about this. This is like an insult. I mean, they are like really fucking offended. I mean, goddamn. I mean, it's so damn offended. It's starting to, like, someone's starting to offend me, and I'm not even a kid. Like, it's really crazy. But I don't know, man. I guess it just is what it is, and we can move on from that, and it doesn't even matter. So these damn NBA playoffs, man. These damn NBA playoffs. I don't have nothing against the Warriors at all. I have no hate for them. I watch them. I like Steph Curry. I like all them, man. Durant's definitely one of my favorite players, if not probably my favorite player since Kobe's been gone in the league. I like Klay Thompson, like the Splash Bro, I like all them. But I'm just gonna move that to the side for a second. I'm gonna move over to the Portland Trail Blazers, and I want to go with my man Dame Dollar, aka Dame Lillard. I don't care what anybody say. He did a hell of a job in these playoffs, especially in this round. I mean, for a team to lose the players that they did and still made it out the first round against OKC, because technically they shouldn't even have won that round, but they did. They came out a seven game round two with the Nuggets. I actually didn't think they was going to end up pulling that off, and they did. And now they made it to the third round, which is the Western Conference Finals. Now they got swept, as you guys know. All I had to really say about that is, I want to say for real, the better team definitely won. Got called like it is. Golden State's definitely a better team than them. This wasn't the Blazers' year at all. Like I said, I was out of all the teams, I was that's the main ones I was rooting for. If they weren't the ones to win it, really, then it probably be between Golden State and maybe Toronto. Other than that, I kind of didn't really care. Just want to see some good games, honestly. But yeah, I mean, if the Blazers somehow, some way made it to the finals, man, that would have been crazy. But I don't think I saw them getting swept. I definitely saw them winning a couple games, and they could have easily right now be tied 2-2. It just comes down to the last couple seconds of the game, and just couldn't do it. And Like I said, I gave it up to the Golden State. Like I said before, had no problem with that team. Had no problem with nobody on the team. They definitely the better team, and it's pretty much their time. It's not the Blazers' time right now. They are not really a big NBA championship team at the moment right now. They get the players back that they need back, and I don't even really think they need, like, quote unquote, need another player or another shooter. But if they were to get one, yeah, that probably would be the look. Definitely need to, step it up a little bit more on the defense and rotations. So it's coming down to getting players healthy. Dame apparently got injured, but I don't really think that's really the cause of their loss or the sweep, I should say. So like I said, it wasn't really their year, man. Shout out to Golden State. They're more likely going to be the ones to go and win this, and they do. It is what it is, man. I'm not mad at all. Right now, we have the Bucks and the Raptors. They are currently going at it right now. Let me see. I'm about to pull up the score in a few, but this series, man, I didn't really take too much from this series. I mean, you have two teams nobody really seen play throughout the whole year. I mean, especially the Bucks. I mean, maybe Toronto a little bit because of Kawhi. I know Giannis, is a big name. His name is really getting out there, and one of the top players in the league. And I mean, nobody. I mean, can you really honestly, you seen the Milwaukee's Bucks game like that? I mean, had they really put them on TV like that? They put Toronto Raptors on there a lot more. So like I said, I didn't really take too much from this series. So it looks like the Raptors won 120-102. So now they're tied 2-2, which good. That's how it should be. I do want this to be a little bit of a series. Now, the one thing I am interested to see is if they can go out to 7 games, because that means when they're done these 7 games, I'm not mistaken, I believe they probably only have about a day or two rest. And now they're going against the quote unquote well-rested Warriors. As we know, I believe Iguodala was out the last game. Durant's been out pretty much most of that last series. Boogie's been down also. So, with this like massive time, I think about 10 days, I think it is, until the NBA finals, and they got a lot of time to rest, sit back, watch their whoever's going to be the upcoming opponent. The other guys get to rest and heal up and everything. And with this last series, man, I don't really think that of course, I mean, as you can see, I don't really think they really needed Durant. They obviously never needed Durant before. Durant was just really really a smack in the face to the league, tell you the truth. I mean, because you really didn't need them, and the way it seems like they play a lot better without him. But what I will say is that with these finals coming up, they are definitely for sure going to need him coming up. If they go against the Bucks, yeah, they're going to need him. Not saying they can't beat the Bucks, they damn sure not going to sweep them. So all you little bandwagoner fans and all that, you're not sweeping the Bucks, and you damn sure not sweeping the Raptors either. The Raptors might only get 1 or 2 games. I can definitely see probably a 6 or 7 game series against the Bucks if they have if they don't have Durant back, then it's definitely gonna be 7 games, I believe, for sure. 6 maybe if they're lucky. I still see the Warriors still winning the championship. They go against the Bucks. If Durant is back, especially the Boogie's back. Iguodala was just somebody off the bench, but their bench is already deep anyway. But yeah, they get Durant back. definitely get Boogie back. I mean, I could see it going 6 games and possible 7 still, even against the Bucks. Without Durant going against the Raptors, it's probably still going to be a 6-game series. With Durant, I wouldn't be surprised it's a 5-game series, 5 to 6 games, probably maybe possibly 6 still with Durant. But I don't know, man. These playoffs is, they were exciting a little bit now. I think it's because the Eastern. I mean, I wasn't not too excited who's about to represent the East. Either or, don't matter which team. I'm not the biggest Sixers fan, but I will root for them since they are the hometown team. I like everything that they've been doing these past few years, and I was really rooting for them this year. That last game was a fluke, man. It just that was just luck on Kawhi's side on that last game against the Sixers. It is what it is. But the Sixers, I don't know how they're going to be next year. They are keeping their head coach. Who knows, Jimmy Butler going to come back. So, it's hoping best for them, and hopefully, they can do something. But, it's a new year. It's a new year for everybody, and I'm back with my Lakers. So, really don't even fucking matter. At this point, I'm not even going to care. So there's something that hasn't really, I don't think it's made news like that. Maybe some of you guys might have heard of it, but came across this article. Actually, I heard it on Sway's show on Shade 45, Sway in the Morning. So it was out of New Mexico. It's this 12-year-old girl. Her and her friends, three and her friends take like a family member's car. I think it was the grandfather's car. They all was drinking inside the house. So somehow, some way they got got into the liquor. I don't want to say got into it like, they're 7 years old, but they grown enough. They grow enough to be around alcohol and know not to drink the shit. But apparently they did, and stole the car. Went joyriding and everything, and drove past, of course, they drunk and they kids. So now they drove past cops, and cops are chasing them down. And finally, somehow, some way the car spun out of control, and they hit a speed limit sign, blah, blah, stopped them, and they all arrested them. So the one that was driving, the 12-year-old girl, is facing charges of reckless driving and DWI. I think that's funny as fuck. How in the hell do you get? I mean, reckless driving. I guess because people, steal cars all the time and they give them that. But do underage kids really get DWI? I mean, you don't have a license yet. I mean, to me, that seems more like a license thing. I mean, even though obviously she didn't have a license, so, she drove anyway. But to me, you get DWI. It seems like, you have a license, and that just seems really weird. I mean, maybe some other type of charge for drinking or something like that. Kids get charges all the time to get caught drinking or something. But DWI just seems funny as fuck. Maybe they're trying to teach her a lesson. I don't know. But I think this story is funny as fuck because because the question I want to ask is, she went to jail. So you find out your 12-year-old daughter is, in jail for doing some stupid shit like this. Do you leave her in there? There was a lot of mixed. Well, I want to say there was a lot. There was more on the side of saying, yeah, keep her in there, and there was a few that was like, nah, just get her out. I'll handle it myself. I think I'm a little bit of both. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit of both. I would say keep her in there, but maybe not like an all-nighter type of thing. I'm not gonna make her stay in there all fucking night for something like that. But I'm definitely gonna make you be scared, you're drunk, you don't know what to do and everything like that. So I'm definitely gonna make you do it probably for a few hours, something like that. Hopefully it's not on the weekend because you're fucked. Pretty sure you're not gonna let me get her out on the weekend. But if you do this shit like on a Tuesday or something, I can get you out whenever, pretty sure. And I'm gonna let you sit in there for a little bit. Not, like I said, not the whole night. Some people are a little excessive. Now I'm just gonna let her sit in there until I feel like going to get her and everything. Nah, I think that's a little excessive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit happens. They get into liquor. Yeah, they know better. You shouldn't have them hide and lock up shit like that. Not around no 12-year-old girl or boy or anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're 7 or 8 or something. They still, they're all still too young. But 12, you know better. You know what it is. You know what it does. You just it is what it is. Yeah, I would definitely leave her in there for a little bit. Now this was, some people were starting to mention the show Scare Straight, finding a way to, leave her in there. Maybe she might get scared straight or whatever. But have you really looked at that show Scared Straight that used to come on? They had, young teens on there. Some of them, I'm gonna say teens regardless. And they all might have been young. They might have been like older teens, like 16, 17. But this teens in general. So Scared Straight had teens on there, take them to a jail, and I think they'd be there all day. So the inmates were trying to make them scared and everything, and trying to scare them straight to straighten up in life. You don't want to be in here, or rah 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 and all this other shit, all the real shit. But trying to scare them at the same time. Now most of the kids would get scared, but you would definitely have a couple where they would be like stone cold face, like, man, fuck you, man. I ain't scared, man. I ain't worried about you. What you gonna do? I mean, what you gonna hit me type look? What you gonna do about it? And I'm actually, I actually feel how, some of them looked, because I mean, thinking myself, like, these motherfucking inmates ain't gonna hit you. They ain't gonna do anything, cause they can get in trouble. They not, it's TV. Even if it wasn't TV, even if it was like some real shit, they still not allowed to hit you. They still a minor. You're still an inmate. So as much as I'm pretty sure they want to fuck them kids up, and as much as I did too, cause I want to slap the shit out of them. I don't really think that does much. So really, I will leave my 12-year-old daughter in there for a few weeks, few hours. I will definitely leave her in there, go get her ass, and handle the rest myself. And whatever type of trouble she gets into, like legal wise or whatever, and whatever court we have to go to, and court hearings and all this other shit, I'm gonna be right there, and she gonna take whatever she gets coming to her on the chin. It is what it is. I mean, the shit is not going to follow her anyway once she turns 18, I believe, in most cases. So I mean, what do it really matter? But I just think that's funny as hell. You got any 12-year-old kids, just lock your shit up, man. Fuck it. But Future out here, though, at least he don't have no 12-year-old kids, but Future has a 5-year-old son. So another person getting some more backlash. Future bought a Rolex for his 5-year-old son, the son that Ozzy shares with Sierra, aka Russell Wilson's wife. So a lot of people are getting mad because, well, why would you buy a 5-year-old not only a watch, but a real expensive watch like that? And I mean, you can go on his Instagram. I think he showed on there, the watch that he bought for him and everything. And I mean, I don't know if I personally would buy my 5-year-old a Rolex. If I were to buy him or her a Rolex, or I'm just gonna say him since we're talking about his son. If I were to buy my 5-year-old son a Rolex, I probably wouldn't necessarily just give it to him right off the bat. I probably will put it up somewhere, because apparently it must be some type of investment. Um, I thought all jewelry ended up losing value, almost like a car, shit depreciates. Um, and also from where I don't think this watch has like diamonds and stuff like that, but when you see these rappers and stuff have diamonds or put diamonds and all this shit all in their jewelry, it doesn't really have no value no more now. It's just for show, for real, just for clout. And I think that's what personally, Future was doing. Pretty much just trying to say, yeah, my dick is bigger type thing. If you compare yourself to Russell, for real, Future, in so many ways, nah, it's not. If it is for investment thing and it is, something that will hold its value for a while or for a long time, then cool. I just don't know if I would have gave it to him right away. And then I'm not posting it all over the place for clout. Like anytime investment stuff, anything that got to do with money, stuff like that, nobody's not gonna know about, especially over social media. But hey, if he got pulled his clout like that, then hey, do what he do. I mean, Russell's already sitting on, 300 something million, sure, not that much, but he's sitting on a lot of money, sitting on 200 something million now. He just signed that contract. So, I just think this whole thing, is still getting to his head a little bit. Your ex-girlfriend, baby mom, whatever you want to call her, is married to and very much happy and in love with a football player, and a football player that's a big football player, famous quarterback of the team, the quarterback of any team, high school, college, they're the shit. And now you got somebody who's making all this money and everything, and who can do anything for your son, and hugging your son, playing with your son and shit, sitting on his lap and everything, reading them stories and everything, and you got called clout and everything. Well, I still got money and shit, and I can buy. I'm just gonna buy him a Rolex. It's gonna be for the future, and no pun intended. For investment, and he could do what he want later on with it. You have his own money and stuff, but look, we all know that either way, your son is always taken care of. I know Sierra has her money. Regardless, yeah, that she's married, but we all know what I mean. She has her money. Russell has money because that's still technically his stepson. He still has to help take care of him. He's living there with him. That's his wife's kid. So, yeah, stepson, got to take care of him. He has money. And, of course, you're the father, and obviously you're still in his life. I'm not sure how they do the whole custody thing. They live on two different sides of the country, but obviously he's still in his life. I'm pretty sure, he's in it for the most part. But this whole clout thing, man, I just think you should back off from it a little bit. Investment thing, I don't know. I don't really think it's much of an investment. I'm not a big jewelry guy anyway, so maybe that's why it's not a thing for me. Maybe because I'm not no rapper either. No shots fired. Just saying. All right, so as we all know, there's a big thing going on right now with this whole abortion thing. Wasn't going to talk too much about it, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to go over in depth with it. But I'm going to mention it a little bit because, we talk a lot of shit on this show. Got to talk about a little bit serious stuff just here and there, this general conversation. So with this whole abortion thing that passed in Alabama, and also I believe it passed in Missouri also. So not very sure who passed it, how it passed in Missouri, but I'm just going to speak on solely about Alabama, and it was so much of a big outrage, Alabama. First off, before we talk about whether it should be this way or not this way, they keep showing a picture of all these white men. You can say all men, but all these white men who passed it or who voted on it, but they're not the the very last person it goes to, the very last person that signs off on it. Last person that signs off on it is the senator, and the senator happens to be a woman. And I really don't remember too much, but back when they were voted in, I think it was a big deal or a big thing that, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Alabama, that they didn't want her to be in there. You know, I don't live in that state, so I didn't really get too much into it. But this is, to me, starting to prove why they didn't want her in there. Like I said, if this is the state that was such a big controversy thing over, they wanted somebody else in there. But yeah, either way, it's a woman who passed it, and you know, I just find that kind of crazy. And now to go into whether it should be this way or not this way, overall, when it comes to abortions, whether a good thing or bad thing, no, I don't think this should be a law. I think a woman definitely has very much the opinion, and probably the only opinion, on whether what she can do to it. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, men should have some type of rights to it too, and I actually do agree on that too. You know, a lot of people fighting on that, saying, yeah, well, men should have no say. The women do whatever they want to do. But I mean, whether it's an accident, planned, whatever, it don't even matter. You still had help in making it, and I think they have leave some type of say on it, some type of, I guess, opinion. Now everybody always, you know, cries out, well, just an opinion. Well, my opinion, I can have an opinion on this, opinion on that. Well, I think the man should have an opinion on it. Now, I'm not saying they should, you know, be the overall decision. The overall decision still comes down to the woman. And you know, there's plenty of cases where I'm sure women out here got abortions and got on just because, oops, it shouldn't have happened, and I didn't want it with this guy, so now fuck this and this and that. And well, how you know the guy can't take care of her? How you know he ain't find out and just like, damn, well, shit happens and he don't believe in it like that? Well, you know, how come the guy can't just give him to the dad and you don't have to worry about it anymore? You know what I'm saying? But also the thing with that is, now you got to carry the baby for 9 months, and I'm sure that's a big debate too. Now you got to carry in and take all the treatments, the vitamins and stuff like that, and appointments, and, you know, do all this different stuff, and you still got to give birth, you know, just to give the baby away. And I can understand that part too. You know, it's one of those things like tomato. You're not going to go anywhere with it. You know, that's why I think it should just come down to where it shouldn't have been a law in the first place. It should have just got let go and just said, fuck it. You know, it is what it is. It's just almost let people do them. Now, the one messed up thing about this law, now, if you are going to do this law, it's not okay, but fine. You did it, but at least have it exempt on it where somebody gets like raped, you know, like incest shit. Girls get raped, you know, by family members and shit like that, you know, too. And, you know, all this fucked up stuff, you know, it's crazy. And for that to be part of the law too, that if that happens, it doesn't matter. Whoever does it still goes, you know, lose their license and go to jail and all this other stuff. It's insane, man. Is, you know, I think the world's is really coming down to like hate towards women now. You know, it's always been hate towards, you know, I guess you want to say minorities in general. Now it's starting to go back to the olden days, even, you know, back to slavery and all that, even before, you know, women can vote, even way before that. It's just, now it's coming back to, you know, might always have you in the house barefoot and pregnant, you know. It's crazy. I think it's starting to come down to like hate on women. You know, if you guys listen to DL Hughley, you know, look up his Instagram or look at his show. You know, he talks about it, and I don't agree. I don't agree with them on the guys shouldn't have some type of opinion. Like I said, opinions are opinions. It's not like we're the ones physically stopping you or anything like that. But outside of that, I agree on a lot of stuff that he's saying, man. He brought light to where I think it's some type of hate on women going on. It's crazy. Like why? You know, um, I really hate to say it, not really, but it's just there's a lot of older white men. You got Trump in office, and now a lot of people just starting to think that, yep, we taking this country back, and that's what a lot of them thinking about a lot of things, not just women, just a whole bunch of things in general, and it's fucking sick, man. It's crazy. There's hope of change, one way or another, about anything that's just messed up, comes to an end, man. And I'm just gonna leave that right there. Cause this whole subject, man, you can literally have a whole show on it. But I'm pretty sure I'll probably be back talking about it, and might even have a guest on here with me talking about it more. But like I said, I'm just gonna leave that right there and in that for a later discussion. But I'm gonna bring up a lighter note, something a lot more funny. Just actually found out before I started recording this podcast, and I had to add this and squeeze this in real quick. So there is a movie coming out. That's not exactly sure when. But it's probably coming out sometime soon, called Loquisha. Now, anybody ever seen a movie with Marlon and Shawn Wayans called White Chicks? Funny ass movie. If you actually see the movie, just don't judge the title. Look at the movie. Just don't look at the poster or the DVD in front of it. Just look at the movie. The movie's funny as shit, and you can see where they're coming from, and like I said, it's funny as shit. Now they got a movie coming out called Loquisha. So it's a white guy, I guess, that wants to be like a radio host or something like that. I didn't get try to get a lot of info when I just look at the trailer, and white guy that wants to be a radio host or something, and I guess he got turned down for the job. So he sees another ad on saying that another job posting saying that they want looking for a couple of radio hosts that I guess are two black women or at least or being a black woman or something like that, urban or wherever like that, however you want to put it. So he applies. I don't know how the fuck he got the job. I guess he dressed up as one. I don't know. Apparently he got the job. So now you're on the radio, so you don't see nobody. You just sit behind the mic, and I guess people call in and talk to him and stuff like that, and he sounds like straight up like a black chick. Now, I looked at a couple little I guess people little videos, reviews on it and stuff like that. Well, the movie's not out, so not a review, but people talking about it. So I looked at a couple of them real quick, and I don't think nobody. I don't think it's. I mean, from what I've seen in the preview, I think the shit's probably funny as hell. For real. I think it's kind of funny to say Loquisha. Like, I mean, why? Why the bitch name gotta be Loquisha? But nah. But not even besides that. I mean, that it's just funny as hell. I think that's funny for the movie name to be Loquisha, and he sound like like a black chick, I guess. Gets loud. I'm doing quotation marks right now. You can't see me. Gets loud and ghetto and obnoxious and stuff like that. And I guess the regular old, doing quotes again, stereotype of a black woman. We can have endless stuff about this. About what's black and what's ghetto and all this other shit. If you really look at the term ghetto anyway, but I'm not gonna get all technical, but still, I think it's funny. I think it's just really another white chicks in some sort of way or fashion in a way, for real. That's what a lot of people, from what I've been reading and looking at or saying, a couple of them, they weren't like mad at it, but it was like, I don't think I'm gonna go see that. They're not too happy about it, but I think it's funny. I think you guys should look it up yourself. It's called Loquisha. Pretty much self-explanatory. It's not LaQuisha because a lot of names are La L.A. So LaQuisha, but in this movie it's called Loquisha, so L.O. Which I think makes it even more fucking funny, for real, for real. But yeah, I just want to end this off also too. Shout out to Robert F. Smith. I know a lot of you guys have heard already. Morehouse College graduate students of 2019 has gotten their whole tuition paid, loans, everything, all that shit paid. I mean, now this coming from, I got a little bit more info on him. I know he was rich as fuck, but I mean, like big time billionaire. I think he's like, oh man, I don't want to get my numbers wrong, but I know he's up there. I think his company is like number 4 in like the software or something like that. But yeah, he's a big time billionaire. I think it's like worth 4.4 billion, and it's crazy that you're sitting there about to graduate, sitting outside, happiest time in your life. You finally just went through these 4 years and about to get your shit. You about to be in debt too, but hopefully you're going into a good job. And for somebody to get up there to go speak and has a lot of power and everything, and and has real clout, to get up there and tell these people that they're gonna have their tuition paid. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I could imagine being in college and having, getting out of school, about to get my diploma, bachelor's, and get my bachelor's degree, and already being in, shoot, 80, 90,000, depending on what school you're going to, I'm sure, and, in debt, probably even more, I'm sure you got people that's probably about to go into, being a lawyer and about to be a doctor, or, even about to go to pharmacy school. It's like that's just less money you have to worry about. Even if you are about to further education more, yeah, you might still have a little bit of debt after this, but that's just a lot less debt. You're not about to have, $150,000 in debt, especially about to be a doctor. It's like, I swear they don't never pay it off until, their kids are 35, and, just a good thing to see out here for people, for somebody to do something like that. I was also reading up that nobody knew that he was going to do it. Of course, the students didn't know, but like the faculty didn't know, the Morehouse, the school didn't know, even like people close to him. I think like probably just like his family, like his wife or somebody probably knew, but even like his colleagues and stuff, nobody knew. Like people were like surprised, and good. I'm happy he kept that to himself, because a little part of me wants to think that somebody would have tried to talk him out of it, or said something about it, like, well, why don't you want to do that stuff? Like, people have it hard enough as it is out here, and not guaranteed that everybody who, whatever you're getting your bachelor's in, is going to get a job right away, or you're going to be entry level. So you got all this debt. Now you're about to be entry level. You got to work your way up, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's like, why all this debt? And that's always an ongoing thing for a long time. People trying to make college tuition, college free, and, just with the capitalism in this country, that will never happen. But I'm sure there's ways around it to at least try to make it cheaper. These universities make so much money. It's fucking crazy. And it's like, I'm not gonna say where the money's going, because, I've been to some different universities, and it do be some nice campuses, but I mean, in reality, where's the money going? I mean, you're paying somewhat the professors. I mean, you might get a couple of professors that are doing well, but the rest are like, getting paid, okay. It's just like regular grade school teachers. They're getting paid okay. Obviously the professors are getting paid more, but in both their both their professions, grade school or college, they're getting paid okay. And you got to still spend, guess what? More money, go to school, get your doctorate. And that's when you really make the money. And it's crazy. So this whole thing on, student debt and everything, I hope it does get better. I never had the opportunity to go to college, but at the same time, if I were to go, I just hope, things, work out for me, because, I just see so many people come out of college, that I know personally, and just, still had that money lingering over their head, sadly make fucking their phone up, and I know a couple out here who's been fortunate enough where they didn't have to worry about that, and are blessed, and, can go on with their career and make their money. And that's just, they can go on with their lives. It's one of the biggest things they don't have to worry about, so shout out to Robert S. Smith. Even though I wasn't there and I'm not part of the class, but thank you for doing that. And as you see, I didn't mention anything about some of my people being black or anything, because it's, really it's not even about that. It's just, in general, this whole college thing is just, it's crazy. Tuition's fucked up, but shout out to him. Shout out to the graduating class 2019 in Morehouse. Yeah, man, go and live your lives debt free. Well, at least, tuition debt free. But yeah, man, thank you guys for listening. This, once again, your host, Ron C., and this is the You Won't Say It, I Will podcast.